Hey guys, I'm back pretty quickly since the last video, just giving you an update on some stuff that I am working on and an update here on the trap pedal. I had some good luck today, came in to a bag of goodies from Nick. I was complaining about how the um, the relay, I was having a hard time getting it to fit into the piece that I had, and that the number of pins were wrong. It turns out that the Charlesworth Dynamic Kit gives you an option to print a couple different ports that will have the correct amount of pins. So was able to get that, and this just makes it pop for me. This just makes it shine so much. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. I'm gonna try to move it around. But boy howdy, that just makes it pop to me. You know, that little section there really makes it look so like a real thing. It's really starting to look its part. I'm really pumped about it. Had one of the extra spare red lenses, threw that in. I was talking about the last time how this piece was coming in too fat for this side. I actually have a theory about that. Well, not even a theory. I'm pretty sure it's a fact. And doing a bunch of the looking into and the research as far as the different trap pedals that go through the different movies. I think that this vector plate, which was sold by GB fans, which is bigger than the one that came with that printed in this kit, I think that it's made for a trap that's bigger. I think that there's traps that might use the same project boxes, but maybe the actual base of the trap might be wider in some instances. And I think it's just width, because lengthwise this vector plate is exactly the same as the resin one and fits perfectly on this trap. So I think that's why I was kind of worried about this piece being in there and it hitting it. If you know, I don't know how far this is going to come down once I get the switch installed and the bellows to it. But it would definitely hit this piece if it came down too hard. And if I needed to come down further, because I'm thinking about using a switch like for my guitar pedal, if it did come down to hit that piece, then it would interfere with the switch. So Nick was cool enough. So instead of like ripping this apart and figuring out how much further to make this base and having to bring everything back to formula, Nick just made this piece so it's a little bit thinner, so it will slide in here and not interfere. So nothing's been sanded or painted that I got today, but I'm just excited about it. Here's the piece for the other side, which bolts on to the side, holds the ribbon cable, and that we'll be able to put that on. It's gonna be able to hang on the trap. I'm gonna be a happy dude. The other thing that was in my basket of goodies from Nick was I had told you that I wanted to put a 3D plate on that before I put the new knob on. So I got this, and this is going to go over here. I sanded that. Well, actually, I did sand that already. I got excited. I'll primer that, give that another sanding, probably do another prime on it, give that a sanding, then rub and buff that, glue that in place, drill some holes, and put screws in there, and then put this guy on top, and it's going to look much better. I also, I don't know if I mentioned this on Friday, I was really sick, but I am drilling out all the holes, taking out all the fake screw heads, and going to put correct socket head screws in there. So another thing I'm thinking of is like to plug these unsightly holes. I know it's not accurate, but I was thinking that maybe just lightly hot gluing socket heads in here, socket head screw heads just in there. That way I can pop them out if I never need to pull it apart. Now, naturally, this will be after I put the new wiring in for the new wiring harness and everything that's going to be plugging in with one of those. But this will get rub and buffed, weathered up, and put on there. I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to give it a lot more dimension, just that little bit. I thought about doing an SI. He's like, let me just take some measurements, and he printed one up, and first go, perfect. I'm really excited about that. So trap's coming along. Very excited about that, as you can probably tell. The other really cool thing was I just happened to like be looking through Thingiverse, and I was like, hey Nick, you know, I try to buy him filament now as much as I can, just because he prints me so much stuff. And I was just like, hey man, how long would it take you to print? And I found there was a file for Ecto Goggles by the Goon on Thingiverse. And I said, how long would that take to print? And he's like, and then the next day it was just on my desk. So again, he did this all 100% infill, so it's nice and sturdy and everything. The print is funky. You know, it's going to take some work to get this up and running, but I wanted to show this, you know, from the raw file. Not raw file, raw print. It does seem pretty accurate. You know, I'm ordering some snaps. Also, what strap do you guys use? I'm looking for opinions. I am looking on GB Fans and all the forums and doing my research. Just curious if you have something you like to use and you've done your own 3D print Ecto Goggles. You know, doing, you know, hit me up down below and let me know what you think. But yeah, I think these are gonna look pretty cool and a lot better than my Spirit. My Spirit ones, when I did those, you know, years ago, I went bananas with weathering. It almost looks like a Boba Fett type paint job on those. Made them look like they were in like a damp cellar for a long time. These I'm going to do, you know, they'll be weathered, but it's going to be a little bit more, we'll say tasteful. We'll say more tasteful weathering from the old man here. As far, one of the cool things about it that the guy did was, there's a slot in here and there's a groove here that slides into there. And then when you put your screw in here, it can move wherever you want, and you can tighten your screw down. So that way this can always stay two pieces. You don't have to glue it down and have super glue next to your eyes. And I really appreciate and respect that. What do you guys use for thumb screws? I'm thinking about, you know, since we're not going to be 100% accurate and we're just like, yeah, good enough, you know, make it look good. But I'm thinking maybe like if I can find some nickel thumb screws from like a VGA from the back of a computer or something, I think that might look pretty cool. Also, you know, I was thinking about just cutting some lenses just out of, you know, maybe like a blister of like an action figure or something like that, and see if I can make something like that. But where do you guys get your lenses? Curious about that as well. How should I put them in the, I guess I could put those in the back, not necessarily in the front. Huh. Well, something we'll have to deal with, but I'll be posting updates on these as well. You know, get some sanding mostly on the body, and you know, get some primer on it and Bondo, and you know, try to show you guys as I'm doing them, if you are interested. You know, if not, I'll just be quiet and build them alone. But that's about it. Again, you know, the trap has come along pretty great, and I'm pretty pumped about it. And hopefully this gets done soon, and weather it up, have it put on the trap. Also, did you guys back the HasLab trap and the PKE, the two in the box? I did. I'm excited about those. Oh, another thing I was thinking about doing is I want to put a V-hook assembly on the back of on the bottom of the trap to get rid of this thing here. And I was thinking, I've seen a lot of people put like those, you know, they're expensive. They're putting like skateboard bearings here and like axles that are bolted onto the bottom. I'm thinking about keeping these axles the way they are, and maybe seeing if maybe I can get Nick to like, since there's a pretty big chasm underneath here that can always be widened. Like a smaller diameter wheel, but a little bit thicker, maybe say 2 or 3 times the thickness, might be pretty cool. Anyway, just an idea for a project down the way. Thanks for everyone for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Look at me, doing videos within 3 days of each other, or yeah, 3 days. Look at that. Thanks, guys.